Hey friends, welcome to today's episode of Friend Fusion. Today we're discussing my book, The Mean Girl Manual, She Don't Like You, and That's Okay. For many of you, this book has been transformative. I appreciate your reviews, the DMs, the emails. I cannot believe how it has impacted your life. I knew that it would bless you, but I could have fathomed how many of you it would bless and how it would bless you. I knew that I could not have a whole season of Friend Fusion without talking about this book. This book is for women who aspire to heal, find confidence in their individuality, and uplift other women. If that's you, this episode of Friend Fusion is for you. Stay tuned for today's episode of Friend Fusion.
Friend Fusion. Marker and action.
Hi friends, I'm Trinity Mitchell, better known as your friend Trin, and welcome to today's episode of Friend Fusion. I'm so excited about this conversation today because it is about my book, The Mean Girl Manual. I know that it has blessed so many of you, and when I wrote it, I didn't realize the impact that it would have. I knew it had good information in it, my real experiences, but I did not know that it would bless so many lives and cause me to meet perfect strangers who would also become my friends. I have one of those people here with me today. My girl, my friend, but you don't want to be called, wait, Takesha, do you want to be called TK?
Call me TK.
Yeah. She's that girl, for sure. TK. Friends, welcome our new friend, TK. Can you have me pronounce your last name?
Iwebu. The G
Iwebu.
is silent. Yeah, you gotta keep saying it over and over.
TK Iwebu.
I had to get used to it.
Takesha Iwebu.
There you go.
Cause you got like Takesha. It's not TK with your last name. It has to be Takesha Iwebu.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
I'm I am so excited to have you here.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be really loud about my relationship with you because I really love like what you do. Not just what you do, but who you are. You are authentically you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I feel like I have a way of finding people that don't like change for the internet. It's like who you see there is who they are.
Yes.
I really, really like that.
Thank you.
I think, and I'm not giving myself any accolades or whatever, but I think that's because that's how I am. So I just, we just gravitate to one another. Like,
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
yes.
So I'm really, really honored to have you here today because I know that you really are what you talk about. And so I've been like following your content. I can't remember how I ended up following you, but I was like, who is this? Then I clicked and I saw what you were doing with your husband. I'm real crazy about man.
I know.
So when
you
I see
are.
other people who crazy about their man, I be like, let me see what sis doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it made me fall in love with you even more. So, and just going through you guys' YouTube and just learning more about you and what you do and what you teach other women, I was like, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy wives unite.
Yes. Happy wives unite. And I think it should be more of that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's enough. I'm not saying that, some people's lives or situations are not, I guess we're just favored. That's what I'll say. We're just favored.
Yes.
Yeah, and it doesn't make them like bad people, but it's always good to unite with people who are really authentically them and authentically happy, not putting on, especially when you're married. Because when you're married, you'll find that you meet other couples who do not really like each other.
Oh my goodness.
And they could be married for years and do not like each other.
Isn't that strange? That's a thing.
It's a thing.
I'm like, I used to have on my non-negotiables list for friends a wife.
Yeah.
But now I'm like a happy wife.
A happy wife.
Like I need you to like your husband.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to be too clingy to me. Like I need to be like number 4 on your list.
Yes.
Your husband should be
I don't want to
number
be
1.
first.
Please.
No.
That's a turn off. Don't do that.
I was just talking to my friend about this earlier because a lot of times in female friendships, I think what makes it a burden is the expectation to be your man. Girl, I do not want to be your man. I'm your friend. Okay.
I can't.
And don't get me wrong, like we are intimately connected. Like you're my girl. Like I love you. Don't get me wrong. But girl, nothing about it never gave man.
It never will.
Girl, I don't want to be your man.
I can't be.
No.
Yeah, it's draining.
Yes.
That was one of the parts that you talked about in your book, like it's risky to actually love a woman like that.
Yes.
Like it's actually dangerous to love a woman like that because she'll never be satisfied.
You're asking me to fill a void that
I can't.
That's not been filled. That your husband is not like I can't do it.
Yes.
It's not possible.
Yes, that's why I feel like even now in my friendships, like the first questions I'm asking is like, are you in therapy? Are we in any type of program of self-awareness?
Yeah.
Because I have absolutely encountered so many unhappy wives and they tried to put me in that place.
Yeah.
So like our friend dates was like their romantic dates that their husbands weren't giving them.
Oh, wow.
So that void was being filled with me.
Yeah.
And then I had all these unspoken expectations.
Yes.
I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, it's your man that needs to be doing this. Let me move out the way because I actually feel like I'm getting in the way of what God is trying to do with your marriage.
For sure.
Then come back.
Yeah.
Once you get happy in that.
Yes. Happy and healed.
Yes.
Because I think too, I used to like, as a married woman when I was younger, and I've been married for 10 years now. So when I got married, I was 23, of course. And so I thought it was really important for me to have married friends. I needed married friends. And I think I subconsciously started to, discount my single friends. Like they couldn't, like because I was like in a different space than them. Maybe our relationship would either fade away but you know what? I found out I was totally wrong. My single friends ended up being the best friends to me in that season of my life.
That is so
because
interesting.
I found that, especially those friends who actually respected the fact that I was married. Not trying to be jealous of Brandon and start because that happens to people. I never experienced that. So I had like real friends who just embraced Brandon and we just kept it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I needed to go and find married friends. Girl, the married friends that I found, we fell out because we fell out within like it was quick.
Really?
It was quick. Mainly because they wanted to, like, I couldn't be happy. I had to, like, be.
Okay.
You couldn't be happy for real, girl. The wedding was just cute.
Yeah.
You can't be happy for real.
That is
you know
so unique because I feel like I've had the opposite experience where, like, the single friends that I did have just didn't understand boundaries or... I don't know. I would love to hear more about your experience with your single friends because even single friends, especially that don't have kids, like my time is really full. And I feel like there was a lack of just awareness. Like, oh yeah, of course you have to go on date night. Oh yeah, of course you have family night.
That happens to
people. Of course you have a whole business that you're running. You can't talk to me all the time. So I feel like it honestly scared me. Like single friends with a lot of time scares me because I'm like, I won't be able to feel that.
No, actually those friends have been my core group of friends. Those friends have been the people who I can call and actually say, Brandon is getting on my nerves today.
That was my next question.
Oh yeah, girl. Yeah. And they like, girl, get your life together. Go home.
Okay, good.
And some of the married friends are some of the very ones that be like, I understand, girl.
That is true.
You know what?
Yes.
He left his shoes in the floor. One more time, pack your stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Because they want somebody to be in the same boat as them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And my single friends have really helped me put things into perspective. Like, girl, you got blessed. You do not want to be on this side. It's hood out here. Like,
that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's valuable.
And not that I have never even gotten to the place where I really wanted to leave. That was all analogies. But
yeah, I'm
just saying, like, in the moments where I think it's just misconception that women who are like you are or aren't like you. It's a misconception that people who are in different spaces of their lives can't serve you because you're in a different space.
Yeah.
And that's not true. That's been proven
true
for me in my life because when I tell you the things that I've encountered, the things, just to keep it very transparent. When you're married, you don't want to talk to everybody about your marriage.
Absolutely not.
You don't you should.
No.
You should not.
Yeah.
And so I'm very prayerful about even things I need counsel in.
Yes.
I'm very prayerful about, I'm not going to embarrass my husband.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? And I know he's not going to embarrass me.
Yes.
And I'm very mindful of that. And so I don't even talk to people about my husband, particularly just people. And you could be close to me and you've never got no story about my husband.
Okay.
Because I just don't believe in, one, dishonoring God, two, dishonoring my husband. I never want to put my husband in a situation where he feels embarrassed before my friends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because marriage is like you two are always constantly growing together.
Yes.
And that means that there are going to be some hiccups in the road. And somebody's going to stumble. Somebody's going to have, you know what I mean? And so both of us, given the fact that both of us are constantly growing, changing,
evolving.
you know, we're going to have hiccups, you know what I mean? And so when I think about the people that I would call in the Holy Spirit, I would pray and the Holy Spirit would redirect me from married people. Do you know, like later in my life or like down the road when something transpired, I'd be like, that's why you didn't want me to call about that. Because those very women that's like, and they call themselves getting into it with me, because I'm being 100 with you. Like, I am very intentional about like not offending you, but if I do, I'm immediately I'm on it.
Same.
But when the girls have called themselves getting into it with me, the first thing they want to attack or whatever is like, does Brandon really make you that happy? Because they don't know my business.
So
you know what
I'm saying? Do they know the Lord?
Does he don't never like, he don't like, for real.
Oh yeah.
And because it's like your happiness is too good to be true, which has really really changed how I view friendship. Because I made a decision in my life about 2 years ago that I would never ever have a friend that does not believe that I'm happy.
Come on.
Because girl, I live for God.
Okay.
Yeah,
every day.
I really do. I pray.
Really do. Yes.
I seek Him. So to be honest with you, by the time when I open my eyes in the morning, my husband will tell you, "I'm a good morning, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
You are invited into my day.
Come on. Yeah.
Listen, I need you to be with me. I don't want to even step out of my bed without you.
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Absolutely.
So when I'm having conversations like that, baby, it's a lot of stuff I ain't got to talk to you about.
Absolutely.
Because the Holy Spirit has already talked to me. He's already given me instruction. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so to wait on me to bring you bad news, girl,
That's
I made
wild.
a decision that for people in my life, in any capacity, that showed me that my happiness, that they showed me that my happiness is too good to be true. Is that what they really believe about me? Like, I can't be happy, yet I'm living for God, yet I'm striving, yet I'm making good decisions. Like, you know, a good life actually follows good decisions.
Absolutely.
For the girls who cannot get with it, I get out the way.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
I love what you talked about, that you can be in different seasons of your life and still be good friends.
Yes.
I had a friend that actually reached out. It was a show that you did with, I think it was Megan Ashley. And
that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
And it was talking about like how, you know, once you got married, like things changed in your friendship. She didn't really know how to adjust, and she ended up hitting me up like, oh my gosh, that's me. Like having a friend with children, and I homeschool, so my morning's gone. Like, she was like, I did not know I was coming into your life and wasn't adjusting.
Yeah.
And immediately for me, if you don't adjust, I'm like, dang, where's the value if you don't really know how to adjust? Because our seasons are just going to change every single season.
Especially as a woman.
Especially as a woman.
Yes.
And I'm so sad for anyone that is not happy that you are that is actually insane.
You know, I don't even know, I wouldn't even say that people aren't happy that you're happy.
Yeah.
When people have lived unhappy for real, and that's their reality. That everybody is faking because they fake.
Got it.
It's hard to believe that you could be that happy.
Yes.
And let me just tell you, and let's not even talk about being happy. It could be offensive to just be authentically you.
Oof.
Like, I used to think, and I wrote this in the Mean Girl Manual, I used to think that you had to do something to people for them not to like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the truth is, you can just show up being you, and people won't like you.
Oh, I can see why people be upset at you.
Yeah.
You are gorgeous. In your own right, happily married. Yeah, that does offend.
Yeah, it's very offensive. It's offensive. And so
is.
I used to be very naive to this, but thanks to my best friend Pia, that changed. She was like, okay, I don't know what you've been doing with this Jesus of yours. She's not a believer.
Okay.
Right? So she's like, okay, I don't know what you've been doing with this Jesus of yours and this God of yours, but listen, are they telling you that you're naive? She's like, you're very naive. Like, these people don't like you think they like you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She literally, she looked me in the face and told me that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take this into consideration.
Yeah.
And as I started to really not create a new narrative of my experience, when I started to like stop trying to say, oh, that didn't mean it like that. Oh yeah. Girl, I think I was trying to avoid crying when I just needed to cry and let it go. I needed to I needed to be disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And so I'm really grateful that I've stopped being even I know this may sound crazy. I'm grateful that I've stopped being a victim to my Christianity. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I used to think that I had to be in relationship with everybody. That I had to make it work with everybody, because what would Jesus do?
Right.
What would Jesus do?
Yeah.
But Jesus understood that everybody would not want him. And he didn't try to force himself into relationships with people who did not want him.
Yeah.
And that's true to this day. Like, the relationship that I have with God is freeing. He's never forcing himself on me.
Yes.
I invite him into my day.
Yes.
Now, he's so good and so gracious and so kind that even if I don't invite him to my day, he would still show up for me.
Yeah.
But it's because I want him to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've just learned that I don't have to be in everybody's life. Yes, you mean well.
Yeah.
Yes, you love them. Do you realize that you can love them and leave them?
Yeah.
You can.
Love them from over there.
Yes, you can.
For sure.
And so I'm really glad that I've come to that place in my walk with God that I don't try to create an assignment to everybody, because I'm not everybody's friend.
That's good. I just got over that for sure. Fresh out of assigning people to my life that
you assigning them.
Me assigning them, making people my assignments, trying to solve it all. And I love really getting to know Jesus, because there were boundaries that he created as well. And I am probably more on the other side, more of a cautious person. I don't really necessarily make everyone my friend, but I am a person that is loyal. Yeah. And so even when the Lord is saying, like, let's fold this up and move out of my way. That's what I've realized. I've been in God's way in a lot of my friendships. Like, no, they need to see them for real. They need to see what it feels like to face themselves, to be self-aware. And so I think it's unique how even believers think that there is this love everyone, which means be in relationships with everyone. It's just not true.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even think about the disciples. First of all, you had the crowd that followed Jesus. Then you had the 12, and then you had the 3 that he brought intimately with him. So I'm even learning to compartmentalize and categorize.
Absolutely.
Right? So oh my gosh, I don't know where you said this, but you was like, we can go out to eat together. Some are invited in my living room. Some you just come over for the barbecue in the backyard. Yeah. And that is so real. Like, just having the emotional maturity it takes, because it takes a high level of emotional maturity as women, because I feel like we are so close.
We're nurturers.
We just love pouring. We love giving out. But there is a certain, I believe, you need to be reserved in some situations. Like, you don't need to know everything. Like, I love you, boo, but this is a going out to eat situation. Yes. You will not see me in my home, in my robe with my husband. Yes. And so learning that, I first learned that from Jesus. I'm like, wait a minute. If he had boundaries, I sure the heck
And you know what?
Some.
For me, when it comes to boundaries, especially with like the idea of the friendship qualifications and tiering people or
compartmentalizing.
That word.
Yes.
When we do that, I feel like sometimes people can view that as you're putting them in a place.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting them there.
But do you tell them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's not me putting you there. I don't think it's me. It's me accepting you for where you want to be.
Yes.
Like, I'm not like, if you come in here today and all you want to do with me is be social media friends.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It is okay.
And I don't have to try to like make it more than what it is.
Yes.
Like I don't like you. If we just want to, like when I come to Atlanta, you like, and I'm like, yo, you want to meet me for a gym session or like whatever, and that's, you know what I'm saying. Like if that's our relationship, that's our relationship. But trying to, I guess a lot of people always try to do is evolve the relationship beyond the effort. And no, I'm going to accept you for where you want to be.
Yes.
And you accept me for where I want to be, because the effort is showing you where we want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, my friend says it, and she told me this a few years ago, and I've been holding on to it, which is letting your friends show you who they are, and you move accordingly.
Yes.
And you accept that.
Like adjust.
That's it. Like I don't have to force you. I don't have, because then I'm going to be disappointed, right? You've been showing me that you really are more of a acquaintance, and I'm trying to make you my best friend. I'm just going to be bitter. I'm going to resent you. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be offended. All of these things that I don't have to be. And that's, oh my gosh, took years. Even like with my close family members and women that I've grown up with, I'm trying to force y'all to be my best friends. And I have been angry for a very long time because I wasn't accepting what you were showing me. And I feel so much more free now that I'm like, okay, that's who you are. Okay, that's what I can receive. Okay, you're right here, you're right here. And I can love you fully right there. Thank you for showing me.
Yes, and you have to be receptive to what people show you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because sometimes, too, we'll start resenting people because they're not, like, we don't feel like the relationship is reciprocal. Ooh. We don't feel like they see us or value us for who we are and other things. And they're not necessarily bad people. It's that we keep trying to evolve this relationship beyond their effort.
Come on.
You know, and women don't just do that with each other. We also do it with men.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For
he
sure.
told you, girl, he don't want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
Why'd you think he was going to change his mind?
Because she put it on him.
You're not. I don't care how good that is. Yeah. You're not gonna, if he don't want to be in a relationship, he going to use you for a good time. He going to go on by his business.
Yeah. I think that's, again, that just takes a high level of emotional maturity to accept it. And I feel like it's so freeing on the other side because you can get to the people that do desire the authentic, deep, full friendship. You can get to them.
Yes, you can.
Once you accept who these other people are, you know, you can get to those people. Because I feel like that's exactly where I am. For so long, I was forcing, angry, upset, bitter. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can love y'all, and now I can free up space for the people that God really called me to, and who He's trying to connect me to,
and be okay with it,
and be perfectly fine with. I love them more now. That's the crazy thing. Like I actually love them
because there's no resentment. You just get it.
The resentment, the bitterness is out of the way.
Yeah, for sure. So after reading the Mean Girl Manual, what stood out to you about the idea that many women are labeled as mean girls because they have lived unhealed? How did this concept resonate with you in terms of your own experiences or observations in female friendships?
Yeah, I love that you repeated that many times in your book, that we have normalized living unhealed. It resonated with me so deeply because I only just recently got into therapy concerning relationships.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I have been a believer for all of my life. And now I'm such a advocate for Jesus in therapy and exercise and good food, all of the things, because I love my Lord and Savior, but praying and fasting and reading the Bible was not enough. I needed internal work, and more so, I needed to own my ugly. Like I needed to own that I have been a mean girl. And I also love in your book that you gave the why we are mean girls, because I do believe that most of it stems from a place of rejection, abandonment, disappointed, not having relational intelligence. And so living unhealed, I think it's normalized, number one, because we are in such a chaotic culture. That's just number one. Like we are in a dudes love crazy girls. You know how when I'm peaceful, they don't like me. But when I'm chaotic and I'm all over the place and I'm cussing him out, that's when they want to, they say, it is literally a saying that crazy girls are better in bed. Like a peaceful girl is boring in the bedroom. It is a literal thing. And so I think culture has made chaos normal. So we have made just being unhealed And it's just, to be honest, it's a high level of just pride and ego to feel like you don't need therapy.
This is just the way I am. This is how I am. You know this how I am.
And it's like, and you're going to be that way alone.
Oh, yes, I'm not going to deal with you.
I'm definitely not dealing with you. And so because I have normalized living unhealed for so long, because I have lived chaotic for so long, it is absolutely a requirement for anyone that connects with me. You need to know yourself.
Yes.
Like, you need to know your traits, things that, because even though we have gone through a healing journey, we have grown, we have what my husband called is our default. So I might slip into being over opinionated, but now because I have done the work, I can identify that. And when you tell me that, it's not like, really? Yeah. It's like, girl, yeah, I know. Right. I'm working on that, and I'm so sorry. And I promise, I'm doing the work. You're gonna know I'm doing the work. But yeah, it resonated with me deeply because I feel like it is the number one thing that is just getting in the way of full relationships.
Absolutely, full.
Just the fulfillment of doing community, from marriage, all of it, like every relationship, but especially friendships, like experiencing the fullness of vulnerability, of ownership, of accountability, of maturity. Yes. And it's nothing like being in friendship with a mature woman that knows herself.
Absolutely.
She doesn't have to be perfect.
In herself.
Yes. She doesn't have to be perfect, but she needs to know herself. And so I have been aggressive about my healing journey and friendships. I first identified that I was a bad friend. I first identified, and
we got to unpack that thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Where you want to start, girl?
We got to unpack that thing.
It is so crazy because now when I'm speaking it and I'm saying it out loud, it's so freeing. Yeah. It is so freeing. That's why I'm like, girl, get on this journey. Yes. Like, read this book so you can know.
As a reformed mean girl, right? Tell me some of the mean tendencies that or this book even, tell me what this book revealed to you about you.
The ghoster. Yes. Definitely weaponizing silence, but I also think because I just was a poor communicator. So because I've been told that I have been opinionated for so long, I didn't know the middle ground of communicating an offense or anything maturely and lovingly. So because I didn't have that middle ground, I just went silent. Or because I picked wrong friends, I'm like, oh, what do I do with you now? Because
I don't know if I can, like,
it needs to end.
Do you feel like you picked the wrong friends, or do you feel like they wouldn't be receptive to you being vulnerable? I guess that would be the wrong friend.
Yeah, I think I was choosing familiarity. I think I was choosing what was comfortable. I think I was choosing, friends that reflected trauma bonding. That's what I was choosing. Okay. To connect with other women that had the same type of trauma. And I knew there was a season where I needed to be pushed. Yeah. I needed to get around healed women, which of course I knew I needed to heal. I knew I needed to get on that journey. For sure. But to be honest, girl, I was just pulling out assignments and calling them friends. Like, for a season, because I'm a coach. So I love pouring into women. I love nurturing women. I am a nurturer in the fullness of the essence of it. Yeah. And it rolled over into my friendships, but they really were assignments that probably women that needed to get in my program. Yeah. Probably women that I needed to mentor. Probably women that needed to just get loved on. But I'm expecting a higher level of them when it just wasn't supposed to be. Yeah. But I weaponized my silence because I was poor at communicating. And I was poor at communicating because I didn't know myself. Yeah. And so, that's one, ghoster. And then there was another one, I'm going to show you. I think that was one, Little Miss, I'm going to show you. And I think that came from a place of what most of us women deal with, which is hyper independence. Being disappointed so many times from, women that in my mind growing up were always going to be my friends, family members that, cousins, siblings, dealing with a deep level of disappointment that struck so hard. I'm like, okay. And because I'm so happy in my marriage, and my husband is actually my best friend.
I love that for you.
Like, I kick it with him. I twerk with everything you can name. Worship, praise, speak in tongues, all the things. Yeah.
Did you say twerk? Did you say twerk?
Yeah, I twerk on him. Yeah, in the room, all the things.
It's a good time.
I love that for y'all. Great time with him. I'm not. And I'm like, girl, I had to literally force myself to be like, oh, I need friends because he does feel so much of that for me. And now being in that place where I'm like, no, I need female friends. No, I want this. Getting over the heartbreak, getting over the disappointment, and not weaponizing, not turning this pain into a grudge that all women are X, Y, and Z. That was my biggest struggle. And it came from a place of pain.
Yeah.
It came from a place of disappointment.
Yes.
It came from a place of just not having that relational intelligence.
Tell me, maybe there was a pivotal moment in your childhood that kind of shaped your idea of women. Like, tell me, like, do you have a personal experience that you could share?
Y'all know I prayed real hard before I came on here with you because I always want to stay transparent, open, honest, and respect the people that are involved in the story because I still do very much so love them.
Yes.
And these are people that I have accepted their position in my life and stopped forcing them to be more than what they were. But a pivotal moment is definitely, I would say, just childhood in general.
Okay.
Having close relationships with people and in my mind thinking it was closer and then growing up and being like, dang, this wasn't that.
Yeah.
This was very much like if I went a year without calling these people, I would not hear from them. Big moments of, huge moments of when I, was in Christian hip hop and opening up for people, being on big stages, all the things, not getting a congratulations. Like certain moments like that where I'm like, I don't think y'all like me like that.
Yeah.
I don't think,
and that's hurtful too.
It was,
like when you come to that realization
hurtful.
that you like people more than they like you, or you love them more than they love you.
Yeah.
That hurts.
It's deeply painful. And I spent years like screaming, I've been here for y'all. Like when you you did this, you moved over here. I came with balloons. I did this. I did crying, angry, upset. I did that for so long. And while I'm fighting them, I'm not even nurturing women that were good to me.
Right.
Because this was a childhood. This is what I grew up with. This is what I expected from these type of people. And I'm fighting so hard for the ideal of this that I was missing out. But yeah, it wasn't a pivotal moment, but it was a pivotal just childhood and season as a young adult of realizing y'all don't really rock with me like that.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's disappointing seeing, people that you grew up with support people that do exactly what you do.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about exactly what you do. And be like, oh my gosh, she's so wise and she's so, girl, see my production?
Yeah.
Like, look, I got the same thing.
Have you experienced any redemptive friendships? Like maybe you guys, like the friendship died out, y'all fell out, or maybe y'all just grew apart, but in time, you guys were able to reconcile?
I'm actually in one right now.
Tell me about it.
Yes. So I actually ghosted her. And finding you, thank God. But I actually ended up ghosting her because I didn't know how to communicate some of the things that I needed to communicate for us to have longevity in our friendship. The expectation.
Which were?
The expectation of how I would show up in this friendship. So I don't even like using low maintenance, high maintenance, any of those things, because I do believe that low maintenance can slip into you just not a good friend. Yes. Sis, like you you don't show up for people. True. And high maintenance can also slide into like you need to address some stuff. It's a little too clingy. And me and this friend, our expectations of friendship was just really, really different. And instead of communicating that, so we got together. We became friends, and I love bombed the heck out of her. Yeah. I was so happy to have a woman of God, she's so warm. She's so kind. Yeah. It's unlike any other woman that I've been friends with. Very caring, follow up. Like, it's the type of friend that you are in conversation with someone and you can just slightly mention something and she's at your house with the thing. And it's like, girl, I barely said. Yeah. And you're showing up with the earrings that, I was talking about, that type of friend. But because let me be honest. I feel like who she was like disturbing some demons within you. Within me. So some bad ideology of friendships. Some, like, I was triggered by her health. I was triggered by her wholeness. I was triggered by her care. I was like, do you really care this? Are you really this sincere? Are you really this warm? Are you really this inviting? Because I've been abused and misused and neglected and abandoned and rejected. All of these things made me, it caused me to be triggered, which is so strange that a healthy thing can trigger you.
I was just telling a friend, and I want you to continue. I was just telling a friend, when you're so used to brokenness, anything that looks healed and whole literally makes you afraid.
Yes.
It frightens you.
Yes.
And I was telling her, I feel like I've triggered some people in my life, especially within the last few years. I know that I've triggered some people because they, in terms of authenticity, experiencing me publicly, and then getting closer to me behind the scenes, like personally. Yeah. And then those two actually being congruent and the same. Yes. And it like this a mirror. Like, this is really who you are. Okay, this is too much. Like, this is yeah. So I get that. Yeah. And I found myself being upset with the person. I think she actually ghosted me. Yeah, I think I just remembered that. She ghosted me too. But
she hasn't spun the block.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Okay. And we can talk about that too. But like, I found myself being upset with her because I thought our friendship was like better than that. But I didn't realize.
That's literally what my friend said.
Yeah, I didn't realize the place that she was in. I just wasn't aware that she was in that kind of place, you know?
Yeah, I think that's so disappointing that you are just being you and someone is being triggered by you. Yeah. But I do think that's an opportunity for growth.
It is.
And I think that's exactly what God called for with friendships. Like, iron sharpening iron, clearly. Yes. But with this friendship, I went on the journey of healing, therapy, all the things you can think of. I've done it and still doing. Programs, books. I realized that I ghosted her. That was number one. I didn't even realize I did that. We love to say, we just grew apart. Our seasons ended. Like, no, baby, you did that very petty and immaturely. And so what
was the thing for you as a reformed mean girl and a ghoster? What was the moment for you? You were like, I'm just not gonna talk to her anymore once you felt triggered. Because I don't think enough. I really appreciate you talking about this because I don't think enough women say it wasn't her. It was her healthiness literally triggered my brokenness. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What was the question?
What was it for you that made you say, I'm not talking to her anymore, I'm done?
Yeah, I was overwhelmed. I really was. I was overwhelmed by her love for me. It felt like a lot. So I didn't even know how to receive it. It's so strange even hearing myself say that out loud because I wrote these things down, but I've never spoke it. But I was being overwhelmed. So I'm like, let me breathe a little bit, like give me a moment to adjust to this. But I was poor at relationships, and I was used to brokenness, and I was used to friends being in and out, and I was used to what I grew up in, which was one-sided relationships, and I'm pouring so much and y'all don't really like me, and now I have a woman that actually likes me. I don't know what to do with her. So
not used to this.
I'm just not used to authentic love, or I'm being used for a platform or for whatever the thing. And so being overwhelmed, it wasn't even like she did anything. She was just being her. And so being on the journey, I spun the block. I sent that text like, hey, let's talk. I apologize for ghosting her.
How long was your ghosting?
A year.
You ghosted her for a year, TK?
I almost. I did.
I'm glad that, I don't know what piece of my content made you think that you should reach out, but I'm glad that we found each other.
It was plenty of clips, honestly. And that was so crazy because I'm like, God, why are you putting her on my timeline?
Get her out your way.
I'm like, get her off of my timeline. But I knew it was something, especially just because she was so pure in her essence and just so kind. I'm like, I can't do her like this. And I'm growing too. Like, I'm growing.
So your ghosting was also to protect her?
Yes. Absolutely. Like, she's super, I don't want to say fragile, but just like,
she doesn't deserve this.
And that was my exact words. Yeah. That was my exact words that I told her.
She doesn't deserve somebody who don't like her. Like, so basically, let me see. Now, I'm no psychologist or anything. So basically, you became the women that you experienced prior to her. Like, where I'm good to you, like you good, but I don't really like you like that. I don't like you.
For sure. For sure. It was so odd how I was becoming what I was broken by.
Exactly. And you know, when we don't go and be intentionally healed and face some of those things, we will literally mimic the things that have broken us.
I mean, it's not to go so deep, so I'm just going to touch on it slightly, but like even people that deal with childhood sexual abuse.
Yes.
You know, most of the time they grow up and unfortunately do the same thing to their little sister, or they're like, it's not all the time, but some of the times, you know, it's been, I was touched. So, you know, it became a normal, even though I knew it was bad, it just happened. Like it was just in me to do the same thing. And so, I definitely, she gave more than what I was giving, which is what I experienced, giving more than what I was getting. And I spun that block. I had the conversation. I held myself accountable. I gave the backdrop to why I was that way. I also gave her the evidence of how I was working on myself, the programs I was in, what I was watching, books I was reading, being very vulnerable and like using language like I am used to ghosting women. I am used to like actually sharing. Because you know how some people are like, girl, I just apologize. It's like, for what?
Yeah.
What do you apologize for? Like, I want to know what you're apologizing for. And now having a relationship with her where we are cautiously stepping into it, sharing our expectations, loving one another freely. It is so much better this time around.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think too, there was something that came to mind about your relationship with her. Being receptive to someone else's growth. Because I think some of us have experienced that, but when the person reaches out to us and I'm not saying, like, it's definitely on your terms. You can decide, like, is this something I want to unpack or in a relationship I want to have with someone?
Yeah.
But here's what it is. Here's what came to mind. Sometimes what we lack, our deficit, God will send it to us in people. And we've been praying for it, but we're not ready for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah? And so, like, God will expose us to it, to give it to us. But once we get it, we literally push them away because they trigger us.
Yes.
And God is like, you said this is what you wanted. You said you wanted people who pour into you too.
Oh my goodness.
You said you wanted women who are healed. You want women who ain't fake, who ain't messy, who see you, who value you. You said you wanted those type of friends. You know what I mean? You constantly, you praying without knowing, you praying saying, I just need better friends.
Yeah.
And then I send you, I expose you to better people and you get better.
Yes.
Make it make sense.
Yes. And I explained that to two of my friends. I just straight up was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
If you're willing to work with me through this growing process, cool. Like,
I don't know how to be a friend. I'm working on it.
Don't know how to be a friend is the exact words that I share with them. And I'm like, you know, just having that real conversation.
Yeah.
I think that it's so difficult to get women to that place.
Yeah.
But they don't know once you get there, it's up from there. Like it's beautiful from there. It's freeing from there. You can have close relationships. And it was so easy. Like these conversations that I had with my friends, they were like, girl, I'm working through it too.
Yes.
Like I'm working through some stuff.
We're all trying to figure it out.
We're all trying to figure it out. But I'm so grateful that the Lord has called me to this place of even making friendships a priority in my life. Yeah. Because it was something that was just kind of in the background. It's so necessary. And when you are, you know, that boss girl or hyper independent, you've been doing your own thing and you're successful. Like you're successful in your own right. Friendships can kind of go in the background. And I asked the Lord, like set a fire within me to want this. Yeah. Like help me to desire.
I need it.
Yes. For sure. I know I do.
The Bible tells us that a friend will stick closer than a brother.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you have experienced this or not, if you're watching, but I've had friends who stick closer than my brothers.
Girl, yeah.
I've had friends that I will call before. Now I have great family. Yeah. But I've had friends that I will call before I call family. For sure. And to be honest with you, some of my best family members are my friends, the people I'm not related to. They're in some cases, in like I guess certain aspects of my life, there are people who are not related to me who are my family. Yes. Yeah, and so absolutely. I think friendship is not just reflective of the Trinity of God Father, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, God the Son and the Holy Spirit. Not just reflective of that, but it is a command for us to operate in that way. Like everything about God is relational, so everything about you is relational. If you think you don't need people, you are crazy. You come from God. Yeah. You are relational. You are you don't just need people. You desire companionship.
Absolutely.
You desire, like,
Yes.
and it's normal. Some people think that they're lonely because people are bad. They're lonely because people push them away or reject them. When the truth is, you're really lonely because you don't think that people are good.
Yes.
And that God has sent people to you.
Yeah.
And I guess what I would like to place here in this segment of our show is that sometimes, every time, anything you lack in your life, you won't lack it. And what I mean by this is, like, if you allow God to place the people that you need in your life, if you're receptive to that, because sometimes, let me tell you, the enemy has a way of getting us to feel a way about people that God has sent to elevate our lives.
Absolutely.
And if the enemy knows that me being connected to TK will break up some stuff in me that need to be broken in me, then he's going to work overtime to get me to feel some kind of way that, you know, like, about whatever about you, so that we don't, so that your healing don't get me healed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Especially as women.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine, like, if we really rallied for one another and together with this? Yeah.
Healed families, healed marriages, healed daughters.
Yes.
And speaking on just the attack from the enemy, that was something that the Lord exposed to me as well, was that this was something on my bloodline too. Like,
talk about it.
Relationships with women, with other women. I did not see it. My mom didn't have close girlfriends. My aunties didn't have close. We were close with each other, and that was trauma bonding. But it wasn't until really one of my sisters, she broke off to have other friends, and we thought that was kind of strange. Like, girl, you supposed to be with us.
Like, we're friends.
Yeah, we are friends. But that was something that it was like a principality over my bloodline. And so the Lord started exposing, this is a family thing, a bloodline.
We don't fool with them. We don't fool with other women.
We don't fool with them. They are funny acting. Like, I'm hearing this as a little girl. They funny acting. Yeah, girl, I'm done with her. Yeah. Like, I'm just consistently hearing this. This trained my thinking as an adult. Hearing gossiping consistently. Like, hearing that destroyed my mindset on healthy relationships. But then what was so beautiful about that exposure, it clicked to me, like, this is why the enemy is attacking me in this area.
And actually, something is wrong with us. Something wrong with me.
No, that's the big part.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
Ain't nothing wrong with the world.
No, it's
something wrong with us.
It's something for sure wrong with my mindset. And even, I'm going to be honest, my husband helped me come to that realization. Yeah. Like, baby, everybody not weird. Yeah. You might be. Yeah. You might be a little strange.
Was that hard?
It's me hearing him laugh. That's crazy. It was.
I think Brandon has brought a lot about. Brandon has made me a better friend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's true. Because husbands have a way of getting you. I think nobody else knows you like they know you.
Facts.
Your husband's gonna get kicked out.
What happened?
I'm just like,
not Butterfingers.
But husbands have a way of, they know you better than, like, anybody.
Yes.
And so they have a way of getting you to see yourself for who you really are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you have the right husband, they're not afraid to tell that.
Absolutely.
They're not afraid to share that.
Oh yeah, I think I love the fact that Brandon has never, like, rallied behind me when I'm into it with a friend or something. First of all, it's kind of sassy, and then two, no, like, don't. I'm for real, y'all. Don't do that. Don't. Hey, but, like, don't do that. Like, no, because like I can come to him and I'll talk to him about it, but he is such a man.
I know.
He's like, okay, babe, all right, I hear you. Then he'll give me his perspective of it, and he'll get me to.
Do he give you time?
He does give me time.
Okay, really so he's not, when you're sharing your opinion, he's not like, babe, you was wrong.
I think for me, I think in a former friendship that I've had, Brady said, baby, you saying your feelings aren't hurt, but you're still talking about these. I think your feelings, and I did not want to face that. I did not want to. I think he helped me to see that my feelings are really hurt, and it was okay for me to own that my feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I love that for you. Yeah. Because I have experienced husbands lying to them.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I? That's been so scary for me in my past relationships, is that I'm the person for the first time they're ever hearing about themselves. It's like, why? What's your husband doing? Like, he's not sharing these things with you. But I've realized that's not every couple, but that's definitely been my relationship with my husband, where I'm like, I've asked them, can you be on my side sometimes? Like, let me feel the moment of feeling like it's their fault.
Does that sound familiar, Brandon?
And my husband is such
He's never on my time.
Never. I'm like, he's such a high integrity man, like integral man.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not making sense, he gonna tell me, like, babe, like he just shared something with me the other day that I just sat there and had to swallow. I'm like, dang, that was kind of deep. And I don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
And that's that. Yeah. And I'm just now kind of like reflecting on it, but I'm so happy he has consistently, even through the years that he didn't know that it was working, because I was definitely combative and I always was like, sir, get on my side. But through the years of him sharing, babe, I think you might be, like, just sharing those things over and over, it's worked over the time where I'm like, okay, I need to reflect on that. But I'm so grateful, because if it wasn't for him, because of how I was brought up, just family origin, all those things, I just still would have been in the space of women are funny acting, friends are in and out, fickle. This it's like, no, look around. And then
you got some issues, sis.
You have some issues. And then, like, forcing myself in a new community, moving to Atlanta from my hometown, I forced myself to grow up. You need to grow up. You need to become better. You need to see yourself. You need to get in these programs where you sit down and you're like, okay, I self-sabotage. I'm a people pleaser. Like, you need to see these things so you can be a better friend.
Absolutely. And I'm just overall a better person. You know what I mean? I think me committing myself to being a better person has made me a better mom, a better wife, a better coworker, a better, just better. I think for me, I've always said too much. I'm like, what I'm saying is valid,
right?
But I can say too much. That's not necessary.
Yes,
I think it's so important for us as women, especially in being combative, even not just with our husbands, but with our friends. One question that the Holy Spirit gave me before I started to speak, because I can do some damage, but I can rip you a lot. I be trying. I'm still growing a lot, but I be knowing. Like, let me tell you this. I know that it's not that I know your weak spot. It's just that I have a truth about you.
Yeah.
And baby, I can weaponize this truth.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel small. Like, when I finish doing that kind of thing. So one thing I've learned to do is stop saying what's not necessary to say.
Come on.
If I need to say that hurt me, that hurt me. Instead of saying that hurt me. Because, and one thing you need to know, because that's not going to benefit our relationship.
Yeah, now you need to apologize.
Yeah, I need to apologize because I've done too much. And a lot of times as women, we just do too much. It's not necessary.
For sure.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's something I learned in marriage. Yeah. Is that I do too much. Just finding a way to say the things and finding discernment on timing is everything. Like, I am very much so, like, the Lord gives me prophetic dreams, prophetic utterance, all those things. But I've had to learn discernment of timing. Like, when he shares something, I don't need to tell you right away. Yeah. First and foremost, I'm called to intercede on this situation. Yes. When he exposes anything to me, that's the first posture I'm supposed to be in. Okay, Father God, right now in the name of Jesus, I pray over this, God. Give me the discernment. And I think that's one thing, is that we just don't pray enough either. Like, pray enough about our conversations.
Our interactions.
Like, interactions, community, like praying. Even the girl that I told you, the young lady that I spun the block on, I'm like, pray over us. Like, let's pray over our communication, our interaction, let's
pray over our friendship.
Let's pray over, like, help me intercede on our behalf, because there is a real enemy that is out to divide. Yes. And he knows what this connection, what community, companionship can bring out of us.
And you know what, too? I think it's really important to sit down with one another and say, yes, how does having me in your life make your life better? And how I tell you how having you in my life makes my life better. This is what we're fighting for. Yeah, that's so good. We are fighting together for this better. Come on. Like, girl, I love you. And I know that God has you in my life for this specific, having you in my life makes this better. Come on. And this is why this is valuable. And this is why we have to get past the petty stuff. Yes. No, you didn't buy me them earrings. I feel some kind of way when you went and got those, because you could have brought me a pair. Because you can look at my shows and see diamonds and earrings. You didn't give me no earrings. Oh my gosh, next time, for sure. But we can get past it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to let the petty stuff, like, because this CP100, our stuff be That's why men be looking at us like, what in the, like, what?
Oh my gosh, they think we're a different breed.
Yes.
My girl, when I share these things with my husband, he's like, y'all are interesting.
Yeah.
Because even like...
they say y'all are crazy.
Yeah, that part. I was trying to be soft about it. But even when I was dealing with the language of high maintenance and low maintenance and all those things, because I felt like I was the low maintenance friend, when I just probably didn't check on people enough. But I always felt a way that I could not be busy and connect with a girlfriend and we good again.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how y'all as men, how y'all talk once a month,
go they cool,
play ball, and y'all just straight.
They
like
cool. That's
y'all
brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my husband's best friend, they talk every 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are y'all like, if I was to do that to a female, I'm funny acting. I'm, trying to act like I'm busy. I'm like, that is a unique thing. And so
I think for us, we just communicate more than them. Period. And we communicate better than them.
Yes.
In most cases.
Yes.
2, and then 3, we're just nurturers. Like,
we are.
Yeah. So our relationships, they're I thank God that my husband's relationship with his friends are not intimate. But hello, but But listen, if something happen go down between me and Sarah here, I'm gonna be feeling like, girl, what you mean you ain't talking to me? What you mean? Like, I think it's good that we like. I'm glad that we love the way we love. I'm glad that our friendships are the way that they are, because imagine that if we only had men to be our friends.
Yeah.
Who wants that?
Yeah.
Why do you only want your husband to be your friend?
I know.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
You need friends.
Yeah.
Friend.
That is true.
No.
I actually had a friend share that with me. She shared like some statistic that women live longer when they have female friendships.
You need them.
I'm like, that is so wild. Because it was definitely a season where I was like, my man. Yeah. That's my baby daddy. That's my best friend. That's all the things that I need. And then
when
I'm
he tired of you.
And not even just that, like when I want to talk about girly things, like when I want you to look at these.
Exactly.
And my husband, so praise God for your husband having a sense of fashion. My husband grown in that area, but girl, I remember when I was like going on my modesty journey or whatever, and I would have on these dresses. I'm like, baby, is this appropriate for church? He like, I don't know, your booty look good, I guess. I'm like, see, this is why I need a girlfriend to be like, sis, you hitting it with them hips, like the boobs are boobing.
Right.
You might want to tuck them in for this one. But having conversations like that, like, or even hairstyles, like, girl, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that.
You need those friends.
And then motherhood, like, that was one of the big things. Like, having friends that are mothers is so crucial, so beautiful to me. Because it's something you can't explain. It's just something you are. Yeah. And so when you are friends with other mothers, it's just that click. It's that thing. So yes, y'all, please. I know, especially in a culture where I do feel like Christian culture, where I feel like women are really after marriage. I'm like, I really think it's good to have friends first. Yes. Because so quickly can you idolize that man. Yes. So quickly, especially if you are empty. Like there are voids that just need to be filled. So please strive for those friendships.
Friends. And friends are able to like help you navigate different facets of life. Yes. And friends also, I think at the core of every marriage is a good friendship. Like every time I can think about the moments where me and Brandon have had those knockout, drag out moments that all married couples have. Yeah. The thing I'll go to is like, but you're supposed to be my friend. You're not supposed to be my husband. Like, you're my friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think understanding the importance of friendship helps you be a better wife. Absolutely. Because when you get to that stage and appreciate your husband for his friendship.
Yes. And when this is why I advocate for single women to make sure they have friends, because sometimes there is just too high of an expectation for your man to feel everything.
And girl, he don't want to.
He don't need to. He literally don't need to.
It's not.
Your feelings will get hurt by your man.
Yes. He's not able to do that. He's not able to be like, you know what I mean? He's just not. Brandon,
he shouldn't have to.
As much as he loves me, Brandon will figure out things that I need that works for me, and he'll try to remember. But I think one thing I probably get on Sarah's nerve about is about skincare stuff, like skincare. Brandon ain't trying to hit it. Yeah. That man don't want to hit that stuff. Yeah. Like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, I think it's really important for us to capitalize on our friendships.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're so focused on getting a man. Girl, you need some friends.
You do.
You don't need a man.
First. I'm telling you, as a married
friends.
woman that got married young, doing it this way is so much harder. Yes. Like I literally had to pray for the desire because I was really satisfied in marriage. Yeah. My life was full just by him and my children. So yes, while you have the space to really, because even now I have a sense of guilt. Like where do married women, entrepreneur, business women find the time to pour into multiple friendships?
I can tell you.
That's my current struggle.
Oh, I can tell you. I'm very intentional.
Okay.
So I don't have to talk to you every day. I don't have the capacity to talk to you every day.
Okay.
But I check in.
Okay.
And that frequent checking in with your friends, just, it's any way that you choose to communicate with someone, doesn't matter. That communication builds your bond.
Got it.
You got it? You get what I'm saying? And so, no, I don't have the capacity, especially right now with BJ, to be in on every detail of your life. And it's not because I don't want to be. I just can't be.
Got it.
But what I'm going to do is say, hey, sis, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Because we think about our friends.
For sure.
So I think just stopping and taking a moment and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Or good morning, I love you. I pray you have a great day.
Got it.
Got it. That's just a reminder to you that you matter to me.
Got it.
Even though I'm busy and I got all this stuff going on, I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to let my friends know they matter to me.
I love that.
I mean, I'm staying 10 toes down about that. You matter to me. Yeah. And so I think...
What does it look like seeing them?
When I see them in person?
Yeah, actual time together with them.
Oh, actually, I have to plan it. I have to schedule time.
Got it.
I have to be
but is it far apart?
Depends. Okay. So next month I'm going to a conference with my friend.
Okay.
We haven't seen it. She had a wedding back in June. I haven't seen her since June.
Okay.
Yeah. So
in a conference
but we're
next
adults,
month.
So she's married.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. That's
so we're going to a conference together. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so I think with another friend, I actually scheduled a lunch. I've been trying to tell my friends, listen, I've been vocal about this. I think I maybe told Sarah, but I'm not going to see you in this season of my life.
Okay.
Right? So I need you to, I don't want you to have a date with me. Can you have a date with me? Can we schedule a date?
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to follow through. Now my follow through is, as a new mom, my follow through game been kind of weak.
Okay.
But I'm keeping it 100 with you now. But I've been letting my friends know that they matter to me, and I want to go on a date with you. I want you, you know what I'm saying? Because I can easily get into the however we usually communicate. That's all we do is communicate that way. But I think time together is so necessary.
Yes.
Away from how you would typically spend that time, right?
Yes.
So I've been trying to be more intentional about that. Another friend asked me about going to a comedy night with her soon.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I immediately started trying to navigate through childcare in my head and all that so I could try to make it. So I think it's just necessary to say, you matter to me.
Communicate.
And I think actually we're adult women. We have things going on. It's not just the marriage. It's not just the kids. It's friend fusion. It's your, whatever your friend fusion is, whatever your job is. It's like whatever your responsibilities are, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these different caps that we're wearing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes trying to do friendship will feel like it's overwhelming to you because you just can't make time. You have to make the time to have friends.
Literally.
So if you don't schedule it, like I can show you my calendar right now. If you're not scheduling it, it's not happening.
Oh, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
We are not doing spontaneous dates.
What I do is I literally schedule dates with my friends.
Got it.
So I can actually continue to nurture my friendships, be intentional about my friendships. One thing I've done, I'm really just kind of getting back outside again.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure I send you, if I can remember, I send you good morning.
Yeah.
Or I send you, I'm thinking about you, because the truth is, you're my friend and I think about you.
Got it.
Sometimes when you just go absent from people's lives, they don't know you thinking about them.
Yeah, you said something like that in one of your books about, you said it's unfair to them to basically not give them, how do you word it? Like not giving them their position almost. But you worded it in such a beautiful way. And I think that really struck a chord with me because I definitely have lacked communication in the past and still expecting, because the way that I am, I'm like, girl, you know we locked in.
Yeah.
Like, so I wanted to hear how far apart your dates are too. Because the next question I was going to have is, are they okay with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, they don't.
I think having friends who get it is very important.
It is.
Yeah, I don't have right now. If I have friends that's like, well, I ain't saying you said this, and you don't do that would
scary.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay.
I would. We would break up.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
That would definitely. And
that's
it would be a breakup that would have no tears.
Yeah.
No tears, because I'm a new mom. I'm trying to adjust, and I'm not saying that I can't like be anything else, but this is a big adjustment.
It is.
And you ain't in my adjustments right now. Respectfully.
Yeah. And I feel like you should understand
and
that.
You should understand
sure,
that. So I think having friends, I think that's really eliminated a lot of stress from my life. Having friends who just get it. Like, we don't have to have no debacle. We're not going back and forth. Ain't no shade on my timeline. You ain't post no meme about me. Because you're like, for real.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It is.
You just get me. And I really appreciate my friends who just get me. They know that my intentions are good. They know that my heart is pure. Yeah. So even if I'm not doing something that I would normally do, so they're not even questioning my character.
Got it.
Because they know me so well and they get it.
In.
I think for a long time I used to try to make assignments friends. People I need to be, just reflecting the love of God too.
Come on.
Praying for.
Yeah.
Sending some devotionals to check out this devotional, check out this sermon. Trying to make them, closer than what they needed. To be. And I think too, because I'm a leader, I just love to give. I love to serve people.
So is that a whole nother conversation, making friends as a leader? Because I feel like that's a whole different thing.
It is.
As a woman of God that is either a preacher, a leader of a business, any of those things.
I make friends who are leaders, though. My friends are leaders.
That's fine.
Within their own rights.
So are your friendships, are they long term? Do you have new friends?
Yes.
You do?
I have new friends. Yes,
okay.
I have new friends.
And they got in and it clicked. It made sense.
My people we're like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
Like, we're different, but we're like-minded individuals. I don't do so some girls who are like leaders, they find people who are followers.
Yeah. Well, we attract that because we're leaders.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
But I don't make them my friends.
Yeah.
I attract it, but I don't anymore. I don't make those people my friends anymore.
Got it. Yeah.
Like my friend Sarah, she's soft-spoken, whatever. But what I like about her, typically in my past, I wouldn't want a friend like Sarah because I would think, oh, she's just too nice.
Okay.
Too kind.
Same here.
But see, when I like Sarah for real, and I realized I like Sarah for real because she'll say no. Some people who are really kind and soft-spoken.
People pleasers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she's not.
That's bomb.
And so now I always learn from her about how to act.
Okay. That's bomb.
I don't know how to act.
Yeah.
But Sarah does a good job at knowing how to act. So
Period.
I try to learn how to act from Sarah.
That's
yes. and when she says no, or whenever it's still very kind. She's not a pushover. I don't do well with like those kind of people because see, Trinity's aggressive.
Yeah.
And then Trinity will be fighting everybody because you're a pushover. This episode is great, right, friend? I know. Join me for more episodes just like this one in my Patreon community. That's patreon.com/yourfriendtrend. I cannot wait to connect with you in real time. And I'm like, don't pass my friend. And I need to stop doing all of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is something that I have been turned off by is yes men.
Yeah.
Because that has made my life very unvaluable. Is that a word? Unvaluable?
We're going to make it.
Y'all know what I mean. It's not valuable, because I need people to say, that's not right. No, don't do that. You might want to think about that twice.
And I'm not a yes man.
No, my husband is that, but I definitely love that in my women friends. But that is something that I had to learn as a leader because I used to get upset. Like, why are my friends... Why is it giving assignments? And I'm the leader of this group. I'm the most spiritual. I'm making the most money. And
you're tired. And
I'm
drained.
so worn out.
And you're stressed out.
And no one's calling when I actually need somebody. And it's like, that's because you made assignments your friends.
And they can't. Like
they weren't meant to.
You're literally upset with them. And oh Lord, thank you for this deliverance. One thing God told me about, 4 to 5 months ago. I don't know if it was God or Brandon, but one of them was talking. And he said, you keep trying to get something from people that they cannot give you. You want something that they, imagine that. You keep asking me to provide you with something I don't have to give you.
Yeah.
Can you, you're going to be mad. Yeah, you're going to be stressed out. Yeah, you're going to be feeling some kind of way. Because I don't have it. to give you. And I had to learn to stop trying to place the expectation on people, because I would want broken women to provide healing for me.
Or wanting more for them than they want for themselves. Like, I want you to be healed, but you're not really getting, it's the giving, you ain't trying.
And if you don't want it, why I keep trying to give it to you? Because now this is causing friction between us, because that's not even an area that you're ready to grow in.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be friction.
Yes, yes. And I think, too, you have to be careful when you are a woman who is healing and becoming aware, because sometimes you could be overbearing on people. You could be overwhelming to people. You can also be mean and rude to people who are not in that space.
Yes.
Because you're placing something on them that you're having this expectation of them to rise. They haven't even started to walk yet. Like, for me to stand, I gotta have feet. You can't stand and you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? You asking a 5-month baby to get in a walker. It don't make sense.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm trying to also be very gracious in this space of my life.
Yes.
Because even when you are healed, you can be a mean girl.
Oh, for sure.
And that's what I've discovered. Yes. Even when you are healed,
yes,
you can be a mean girl. If you weaponize that healing, like, oh, I ain't got time because, you know, I'm aware now and I've been to therapy and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. If you ain't doing you in your relationships, you may never have people that give you balance. Now, you can have people where the relationship is reciprocal.
Yes.
But you may not necessarily have balanced relationships. And even like as women who are believers, you got to remember, Jesus did not have balanced relationships. Do you really think the disciples could give him what he gave them?
Come on.
No.
Come on.
So as I'm talking to women who are believers, why are we wanting that? Why are we expecting that? Like, she has to be here for you to be here. Like, that's not this, you know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, you can discount people all you want to, but there are people that you can discount who will actually add a lot of value to your life, but you don't value what they have to offer because they're not in the same space as you, or they don't have the same amount of education, or they don't have the same means as you, because they got Michael Kors and you got a Gucci bag. Like, she can't speak into you. And some of those very women are the women that God has placed in your life to make your life better. And you think that you just so healed and you so aware that you don't need women who are quote unquote behind you. But let me just tell you this. God will use who you don't even expect to lift you.
Absolutely.
Some of them people that you think because they got whatever they got, or because they are where they are, their relationships alone can exalt your life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so I've been very intentional about being gracious to people who are not where I am, because sometimes I feel like because you are healed, because you are healing, I don't know if you can ever be healed,
right?
But because you are healing, you're self-aware, all these things, you can really lack grace for people.
That's so good.
Because they don't have that to give.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of like just self-righteous people in general. Like, the deeper, the more you know the word and you know God, it's like this only one way gospel. Right? Like, it's like if you aren't in this type of spiritual temperament, if you don't shout like this, if y'all aren't in the church all night, you really ain't like rocking with the Lord like that. It reminds me of that as well. And I'm definitely in a space of, I feel like of speaking less anyways, because that alone has saved relationships. Just being a little less talkative, letting people be who they are and loving them where they're at. But I wanted to speak on the point of, it's something that one of my mentors was talking about. Like, you have friends that I can go on a vacation with her. Like, we gonna kick it together. Then I got the friend that I'll do business with her, but I'll never go on a vacation with her. But that vacation girl, I'll never do business with her. And I'm gonna love each place uniquely and appreciate them. And I think that is a really difficult place to get to, because when you are growing and you are healing, because you have such a high standard on yourself, everybody around you better step that way. Everybody around you better be healed, because if you aren't emotionally intelligent, it can be difficult to do relationships with people that don't speak the same language. It takes so much, and I'm gonna keep saying this, emotional intelligence to be diverse.
Absolutely.
It is difficult to be diverse. That is one of the things that I feel like I struggle with the most, is just being judgmental of different backgrounds, of different experiences, of the way that you're learning. What books are you reading? Like, I am a person that's like, what you reading? What program are you in? What is this? What is that? Not knowing you can get to the same place in a very different way.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
that is difficult to get to.
That's
to
a real
be
thing.
Diverse. It's
It
so
is so
bomb.
necessary.
It's so bomb too.
I'm telling you, my friend Pia has taught me a lot about friendship and people, and we're not even like she's not a believer.
Yeah.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think having respect for one another in our friendship helps us to pour into one another, even though we are vastly different. Like, we're very, very, very different. And I think my relationship with her helped me change how I saw people, because all of my friends, well, I'm not gonna say all of my friends, I think I've always actually been diverse. Now I'm thinking about it.
That's bomb.
I think I always have. But I think I gravitated more to those friendships where the people were like church girls like me, like church kids.
Yeah.
And to be honest, some of those people had some of the worst characters. Like needed character development bad. Because they were always constantly trying to prove themselves and all the things that come with being a church kid. You know what I mean? And of course there are some great people who are church kids, who are aware, who have done the work of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or who had great parents, they didn't have to they didn't have to heal from trauma, like for real. You know what I mean? But I think I gravitated to a lot of people who were either church kids or had some sense of fatherlessness, where we kind of like connected like in that place. But learning to embrace people who aren't like me has like changed my life in ways that I could have never imagined, and given me relationships that I could have never imagined.
I believe it.
I have a final question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Conflicts are a natural part of any relationship. After reading the book, how has your approach to handling conflicts within your friendships changed? Do you feel better equipped to navigate disagreements in a way that fosters healing?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I was very much so a cutoff. Every small disagreement, it ain't in alignment, like it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Let's go ahead and move on.
Have you ever cut off somebody you end up missing?
One who I'm back friends with.
Okay.
But no, unfortunately, no. Well, not unfortunately, but no, not really. But I definitely was a cut off person that just had a difficult time communicating with, just communicating my emotions, communicating the desire, communicating in general. What was the question again?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction.
Do you feel better equipped to navigate disagreements in a way that fosters healing?
Yes. And it's honestly, the key thing was taking my time in interceding first. Because in the height of emotion, it's like the aggression that might come, it won't be good. The pessimistic ways that can come, it won't be good. So slowing down. And I also have just learned that people are going to disappoint you. Like they're not going to
You're going to disappoint people.
I am, and I have.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really big thing, is like getting to a place of knowing I need grace. So I give it so much more. Like, I need you to be okay when, my children, homeschooling is a lot, and I might not be the best friend for you. Please be ready to give me grace, because and then that makes me want to give you more. But when you were speaking on the last point, I was thinking about the fruits of the Spirit. So even as you are on the healing journey, right? You're going to therapy, you're realizing stuff, you're being self-aware. It can create arrogance and it can create self-righteousness, because look at the work I've done.
Right.
But when you go back to who I am in relationship with, which is Jesus, I'm going back to the fruits of the Spirit, but I still need to be kind.
Yeah, don't forget where you come from.
Okay, and I still need to be patient, and I still need to love you, because once upon a time, I was at the beginning of this journey of not knowing myself. Once upon a time, and I wish that I had somebody that to just kind of hold my hand through and be like, hey girl, like I love you through that, and so let me be what I needed, you know, to the women that are in my life right now. But I definitely feel way more equipped to communicate. I'm just way more equipped in general because I know myself more. I think that's the big thing. I didn't know myself, and my husband used to say it so much. It was so irritating. Like, you need to become self-aware. You need to become self-aware. You need to know yourself. And it's like, dang, that was the key. Know, own the ugly. Know yourself. Know you need grace. And now that I have that, I can give that.
Yeah. Your husband don't need to just be your hype man, sis. He need to be able to speak to some stuff in you. Yeah, for sure. I think the sign of a good husband is how that wife improves.
I love that.
It's a sign of a good husband. If your life don't get better, don't start changing. Leave him now.
Because I feel like vice versa. It happens easily where a man's life can elevate.
Yeah, for sure. Like no, vice versa. That's
easily. I come in your house, make it a home.
If your life don't get better with that mate,
come on.
Like if you still kind of doing like the same thing, you ain't improving, you ain't changing, they ain't calling you on stuff. You can do without it. You don't need it. Oh my
goodness, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Adding value.
But if I'm gonna get married to you, if my name gonna change, my character gonna change. My life gonna change.
If my name gonna change,
finances
my character,
gonna
change.
Come on. Some stuff gonna change.
Yeah.
Period.
It's supposed to.
Yes.
And I'm not even gonna get into the marriage talk because yes. Just yes. That's his role. That's his role. And I didn't appreciate that in the beginning because it was just irritating.
Love their honesty.
It was irritating to me because I'm like, why are you talking so much? Why are you correcting so much? You said for better for worse, you're gonna be my priest. Oh, my vows were bomb. I spoke all the things. I will follow you always, pastor of my home, big daddy. Okay, he's being big daddy.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with that?
I'm tickled.
How you gonna handle that?
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful for the times that even when I was being a big crybaby, he still was not afraid. He was unafraid to speak the truth.
Yeah, your
to
tears didn't cause him to waver what needed to be said.
Oh, it got to a point where he did not care.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think you kind of mean.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, that's love.
Yeah, that's love.
You don't like authority. That's why you think it's mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
This I definitely can relate.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
It was in your book.
All right, so tell me, why would you recommend the Mean Girl Manual to the people watching?
For so many reasons. Number one, because I just don't feel like there's content like yours.
Thank you, friend.
I don't think there is any on the market that can deliver such a heavy topic in such a loving, gracious way. Being seen, corrected, and loved at the same exact time is so rare.
Yeah.
Usually when you're being corrected, it feels a little, condemning or shameful. But it was like, no. And then also knowing your background and you being honest about yourself within the book is so beautiful. That's something that I'm like turned off by. It's like someone teaching me and them not inserting themselves in it. If that makes sense. Like, even someone that's teaching about marriage, you can, but you've been married for like 2 days and y'all haven't had some stuff.
Yeah.
And you're not, or if you did, you're not talking about it. I can't connect with that. I need to know.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Yes,
yeah.
Please keep it real. But number one, I feel like there's nothing on the market like it. Number two, I think that it's therapy. It was very therapeutic. And for a lot of women that aren't in therapy, I think this is a great step to get that awareness, to know what you need to go in for. To know why you going in.
You can afford therapy. You can afford the Mean Girl Manual.
Because what?
Got it.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it.
I think that is, I sent it to all of my friends.
I appreciate
please read this. And again, I think it helps us to feel seen because a lot of times we don't know why we're being mean girls. We don't know why we're funny acting. We don't know why we ghost.
Yeah.
We don't know why we are hyper independent. We don't know why we only want to be around girls that feel below us. We don't know why we need to be.
We don't have language
girl.
for it either.
We don't have language for it. And so to get the language, like I keep saying, like it's freeing on this side of just the awareness. So I feel like it's the first step. Hopefully you create so many more. Can I tell you what I would love to see?
Okay.
If you don't have it already, please correct me, but kind of what it looks like after you've realized this, navigating how to properly do friendships. Like, what does that look like in its fullness?
Yeah.
Because even hearing how you are diverse in friendships, I think is so necessary, but we don't know how to do that. Like, everyone doesn't know.
Yeah.
So kind of guessing it a little bit. I think that would be bomb.
Okay, I got you. I'll work on that.
Yeah, I think it would be bomb. But overall, I think that it is necessary.
Yeah.
I think I want my mama to read it at her big age.
Yeah.
Like, read this.
Yeah. I love that.
Because it might give language to why sometimes we feel like women are women, relationships just happen. It's like, no, this makes you hold yourself accountable. No, you ghosted sis.
Yeah.
Like, you was mean to her. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And you might be able to spin the block like I did.
And a lot of women, it's such a blessing to be able to spin the block.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we just can't. And sometimes we're disappointed, down on ourselves because we can, but it's also a learning experience. Yes. You know what I mean? Because I've had some blocks I was able to spin, and then I've had blocks I just could not spin.
Yeah.
But I was grateful for the lesson in it all. So even if you're a person and you're in a season where you have reached out and people may not respond or have responded the way you would have liked for them to, you did your part.
Yeah.
You try it and tried, and it's okay to move on, accept it as a lesson, and keep going.
Yeah.
I think what needs to be redeemed in your life, God will redeem it. What needs to be reconciled, God will cause it to be reconciled.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Sure. That was a word. I was driving to an event and I just like saw the words reconciliation, and that was the beginning of my journey. And the reconciliation wasn't always bringing a relationship back. It was just becoming aware.
Yeah.
Like just becoming aware.
Yeah.
My husband says this all the time, like, you a villain in somebody's story. You are.
And it's okay.
It's totally okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
You are. The truth is, I even thought about this before we go. I even thought about how you were saying there were friends that you would do a vacation with that you may not do business with, and vice versa, right? And I think it's important for us to know that we can also, as women, sometimes we see things like that as, oh, well, you ain't gonna do this with me, but you'll do it with her or whatever. Girl, you don't play every role in everybody's life either.
Yeah.
You're not the friend that, you know what I'm saying? I know my friends, there are certain things they're not gonna consider me for, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm not their friend. It doesn't make me less of a friend. But that's not something that they're going to do or even enjoy with me. You know what I
might fail in that department.
Yes.
Don't put me over there.
It's often as I hear women get jealous of friendships that their friends may have with other friends, the kind of friendship they have, girl, bye. Because at the end of the day, you have a friendship with someone in your life that's different from this friendship. And that's okay.
Definitely.
Like, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play your position.
Play your position. And that's okay.
And enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to leave with everybody?
First of all, everybody thought I was going to cry. I didn't.
You did not.
I've made it through. But I enjoyed myself. I feel like this is so necessary. I feel like every woman should pay attention to if you are not desiring friendships. If you are in a season where it's just not a desire for you. If you have been, I think first and foremost, that's a sign of that you really do need to lean into that if you aren't desiring it. But I feel like this is such a beautiful season to talk about this because it is just big division, like in the culture of women. And so what you're doing is so counterculture. It's so necessary for this hour.
I like that counterculture.
Yes, I pray that you, like myself, allow some women to spin the block on some healthy relationships that they walked away from or they ghosted. But that's really it. I'm grateful. And I can't wait to just hear more from you.
Yeah, same, sis. Same. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I feel like it's one thing to see people doing something online, but when they actually show up for you, then okay, this is who they are for real.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, when I found out you were in Mississippi, I was so sad.
Don't be.
Like, dang.
I can come to Atlanta.
Come.
I can move around.
Yes, please move around. Do you do like live anything, stuff, pop-ups in Atlanta?
I have not been to Atlanta to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
It's hard for me to say what I'm doing right now because I'm 5 months postpartum.
Yeah.
But I will be.
5 months postpartum and she looks this good.
Thank you.
This why they mad.
I'm tickled. I hope nobody's mad.
I know.
That's my prayer.
Yeah.
My best friend Pia has helped me to see that I need to stop being so naive. But I'm like, nobody's mad. Nobody's studying me. Yeah.
That's crazy. You don't give that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
We're good. Really?
Yeah.
That's fine. I love that.
Friends,
You're
thank
really
you.
Warm.
Thank you for joining this episode of Friend Fusion. As you guys see, me and TK can talk all day. I don't know how long this episode is, but y'all stuck through it. Y'all stuck beside us because it was good, okay? Friend, listen, I don't know where you are in your life right now, but if you know that you need to strengthen your own character, to strengthen your friendships, and you're ready to step it up, like you're really ready to step it up, the Mean Girl Manual is for you. It is an ebook, and this book is dedicated to women who aspire to heal, find confidence in their individuality, and uplifts other women. I pray that you go and get it and that it changes your life and your friendships forever. Whatever you do this week, go friend. I'll see you soon on the next episode of Friend Fusion.
Friend Fusion.